Let's be really honest. You know what I mean? When you go in Africa, can you play beautiful football on those pitches? No. So it's all to do with, let's get a bit of momentum. Let's get a way of playing with what we've got, and let's try and be effective.
Yeah, and what's been interesting in all the interviews you've done in the club internally is that you're not shying away from what's expected of you. You understand you have to win trophies at Chiefs.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Even in your first season.
Well, everybody's expecting us to do well. I mean, maybe, we can get to 10 minutes away from winning the league. I don't know. Not 20. So, listen, I mean, hypothetically, not everybody can win, but we've got to be competitive. Supporters have got to wait. When the game finishes, they've got to say, you know what, win or lose or draw, the team did very well. They tried. They worked. You know what I'm saying? They created umpteen chances. And we're unfortunate. You'll win more than you'll lose if you have that attitude after games are finished.
Okay, and as you can imagine, the lines are chock-a-block. The WhatsApp is about to crash. Let's go to Jusia in PA. Good evening, Jusia. Your coach is here. You've been asking for him.
Good evening, Chabiso, and I would like to welcome the coach. I called for him to be our coach, and the club listened to me personally. So I'm very happy with the coach. And I'm very happy with the
Juicy, because the team was Saturday.
So for me, for people to say he's one-dimensional, he must keep that one-dimensionality because he wants trophies with one-dimensional. We are very happy. Coach, two questions. One, there are 3 players that we have invited to train with us. If we don't win the case, what happens to those players? Secondly, which are you going to prioritize? Is it CAF or is it the league? Thank you, Coach, and welcome again.
Okay, thanks for that. I'll just take a quick break, Coach. And the Human Resource Development Council of South Africa. Okay, let's just get to that question from Juicy, Coach. The 3 players that you've brought that are training with the team, what happens if you can't sign? You let them go, obviously.
Well, I think we'll cross that bridge when we get to that, Obviously, the club is very positive, but that's in administration's hand. I can't really say too much about that. It's not out of my hands. I don't really want to. I can't say too much. It's out of my hands. Yeah.
And with Klanti training, does it mean you think you need numbers at left back at least?
Well, I just think South Africa's for me South Africa's number 1 left back. And I think the more good players we can get, the better for the club. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you've just looked at our whole Bidvest team. We couldn't have been that bad. The whole world has signed all the players. You know what I mean? So we certainly had some decent players.
Yeah. And is there any trophy that you're prioritizing more than the other?
No, I think the priority is the next game. I think that's you can't go into football saying you prioritize this. We obviously want to be competitive. We're in CAF as well. And that's why our squad is very, very thin for CAF as well. We're going to need a few numbers. The Telkom has dropped out now, so that gives you a little bit of breathing space. And hopefully you can spread the games out a little bit because you don't want to have an experience where like I've been before, you're playing Egypt on Saturday night and then you're playing on Wednesday in Durban and on Saturday in Polokwane. In 6-7 days you've gone from Kaizer to Cape Town. So hopefully I'm sure the league will help, especially that there's 3 or 4 clubs are involved in the CAF competitions.
Let's take a few voice notes. Okay, we'll get the voice notes back. You've mentioned, Coach, that you are without a number of key players this weekend. Samir Nokovic went for an operation. Manyama and Katsanda suspended. How big a blow is Nokovic, and when do you expect him back?
Yeah, and you've got Castro as well, who hasn't trained. So you've got 4 players, and Tower. You've got 4 players that were key to the success of the club last year, not available certainly straight off the first game. So that is a blow. But as I said, it also gives opportunities to players in the squad. And, and we've got a lot of few young players there now. They'll be given a chance. They must be given a chance. And the platform's there for them. I've always worked with young players. I like young players, and it's a great chance for them. But so let's see what happens.
Okay, let's try those voice notes again. We'll get there. And then, do you have a captain, Coach, and a vice captain, or do you stick with what was done before you came?
No, I actually had a long chat to the chairman about that this morning. So it'll all be revealed come the weekend.
Is it? How does it work? Do you pick your captain, or do you let the players decide who's their leader?
It will all be revealed on Sunday.
Okay.
No, there's no major big surprise, so don't worry. There's nothing very untoward. We'll make decisions. But I had a long chat today, and it was very, very good. And he gave his thoughts, and I gave my thoughts, so it was very good.
And also, how do you rate the goalkeeping department at Chiefs? Do you have a headache there now ahead of Sunday about your number one, or does the guy who wore the jersey last season carry on?
Well, the problem is with Daniels, it's something to do with his passport. He's not available for Sunday as well. So that's another problem. Yeah, his passport, I'm not sure. It's just expired, and it's a bit of an administration problem. So he won't be available for Sunday as well. There's another one.
So do you know who's playing on Sunday? Who's the keeper?
I think Kuni might just make the team. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. Just might make the team. Another one, Coach. Another player that you've worked with is the Riff Rosser at Vets. Where do you see him playing? Because if I remember, he won the league with you at right back.
Well, I made him a right back.
Yes.
He was a midfield player as a junior, and then they played him right back. Look, I'm a great believer in playing players where they're comfortable and where they must play their positions. So, as I said, you will play fullback for us. If anything, as a push, maybe on the right side of the midfield, but nothing untowards where he's uncomfortable. No.
On the left?
Who have we got on the left? I've got Happy. I like Happy. He's very good. And I've got the young Nagobo, very good players. All these kids will come in now, I think Happy's got excellent. And you've got Matia, you've got Sassman, you've got, and I've got Zulu, Lani Zulu, so there's a few there, yeah.
How's your relationship with the Riff Rosler? Because it was frozen while you were at the club, and some people are not sure if it was a coach's decision or a management decision at Vets.
I don't really want to get into it. There was no big decision, but there was a problem between the player, not the player, the agent, and the management of the club. And as I said, it was an administrative thing. It wasn't really, to do with me. Nothing to do with me.
And just on positions, where do you see Manyama playing in your team, Coach? Is he in midfield or is it further up? Because recently the
right now, right now, wherever there's a space, he'll play. It's a little bit short. He's good. Listen, he won Player of the Year, I think, playing as a striker. He was at Cape Town City, I've had a chat to him about a few things, and, he's very influential, all over the pitch, and he's very versatile. So, but we'll try and find a way where he can play and put him in his best position,
And there's so much reaction on social media. Tumani says, if there's one thing I appreciate about Gavin is his frankness and non-complacency about the situation he finds himself in. He comes in on the back of a FIFA ban and a nearly situation and has to work with what he has, doesn't complain, acknowledges limitations and works hard. We're going to take the calls. Please, we're struggling with the voice notes. Maybe you can call us while we fix that. You can call us on 0117142006. But we've got Clive in Durban. Good evening, Clive. Hello, Clive.
Yes, how are you, my man?
Fine, thanks, Clive.
Yeah, good evening to my coach as well.
Hello, Clive.
Yes, coach. Just like to ask you whether you will be able to give the youngsters a chance, the likes of Mashiane and the other one who've been benched by the previous coach, because I believe they can make a difference since we've been banned to find new players. So can you clarify about how are we able to give the youngsters a chance?
Okay, thanks for that, Clive. Yes, Coach, you can go ahead.
Well, like I said, so in times of adversity, in times of, especially with our numbers being down, with injuries and stuff like that, as I said, it's a great opportunity. We got the boy in Nagobo who played in the World Cup, the midfield player. I've only seen him a week now, but he had a major injury and he's come back now. He looks a really good player. Obviously the match fitness and things like that and the speed of the game, but he's a really good player. He will definitely get a chance. Then you've got Happy, who plays down the left-hand side, who's a fantastic player. Obviously I've only had him a week, but I've looked at him. He's very good. You've got Blom, who's also played in the World Cup under 20s. They're in the squad now. I think he played a few games at right back. last year. I think it's Sunday. I watched 1 or 2 games. The other boy, 1 or 2 that have been injured. We've got the boy Siphelele, who plays down the right-hand side. I've got the boy Lusaka, also down, pretty much a wide player. So there's 4, 5 already. The other 2 have been injured. The defender, so 2 defenders have been injured. So I haven't really seen them. I haven't seen them, play too much. But those 5 will definitely be in and around the squad going forward now. Definitely, I must. Why not? It's not about youngsters. I always say, if you're good enough, you're old enough. And I say the same about old players. People say, he's old. If he's good enough, he's don't worry about his age. If he's young or old, if he can still do the job, and that's important,
Yeah, and we saw you gave a lot of youngsters a chance at Bidvest Vets. And Mpoma Tebuli and Kenan Phillips are now with Super Sport, and Rowan Human.
Yeah, but that's what happens. They got contracts. Yeah, they get contracts at other clubs. Rowan Human's got a contract with Maccabi Haifa, which is a huge football club in Israel.
Even Soli went to Stellenbosch. I saw yesterday.
Yes, there's another one. Soli, he didn't play in the bubble much. He played 1 game because he got injured, but he's a fantastic player. I mean, he's a player that can play wide. He can play up front. You'll see him this season. You'll turn it on.
And he can strike the ball, Soli Kunyedi. Whoa! Let's go to Sam in Soweto. Good evening, Sam.
Good evening, and good evening, Coach.
Hello there.
Yes, Coach. Welcome to the Amakosi family. Coach, I just have one question, because there's something that pains me. It pains me a lot as a Kaizer Chiefs supporter. Ever since we bought Ntshangase, I think he first worked under Solinas, and there were sparks between his relationship with Billiat, the way they were playing, and then Ernst came in. I don't know whether he was trying to freeze him out or anything like that, but I saw that that's one player that has never been given a chance, and I just want to find out whether under your management will he be given a chance to at least express himself for a few games, because he comes in for 1 game, he's taken out the next game.
Okay, loud and clear. Loud and clear. That's the common question also on social media, Coach, about Ntshangase.
Ntshangase.
Yes.
Well, we've played. To be fair, I tried to sign Ntshangase at Wits from Black Leopards. I watched him play. He was in the national team when I saw him 2 years, 3 years ago. Look, I don't know what's going on before. It's got nothing to do with me, but all I can do is judge it on face value. We've played 4 friendlies, and he scored 3 goals. So I don't know, I don't know if that's good or bad, but, he's certainly done well. He knows, and I've told him straight. I won't lie to players. I tell him straight to their face. He's got to work harder. He's got to prove. And if he does that, who says he won't be given a chance? I'm stupid not to play a player that can score goals. He can create goals, but he's got to. There's certain things that the game requires. It's not about what about the other part of the game. When we don't have the ball, is he going to work harder for the team? And that's what we need to install into the team.
So how were you using him in his friendlies? Where was he playing? Was he playing a bit further up or deep?
Well, it just came back to. I just, obviously where I think he's more of a, second striker type of player. He can play off the front, but you've got to get him in positions where he can be affect the game. I don't know. As I said, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I didn't watch. What's it gone on before? I'm just doing it on face value.
Okay, let's go to Thabo in Roodepoort. Good evening.
Hello, Coach.
Yes, boss.
Yeah, I just want to congratulate Coach for being in the Kaizer Chiefs family. That's what I want to say. Thank you so much for choosing Kaizer Chiefs.
You,
and I really appreciate your style of coaching, especially that you believe in the youngsters. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Thabo. Conrad in KZN, good evening. Okay, Conrad is not there. Who's there? Is it Tulani? Okay, I think we've got Tulani in Roodepoort. Hello, Tulani.
Tulani from the Val.
Tulani from the Val. Sorry, Tulani. Go ahead.
Yes, how are you, Tabiso?
Fine, thanks.
Tabiso, first and foremost, I think Gavin was coaching the Siphelele give a lot of players, young players, a good opportunity. I think it's a good coach on that side of the play. Just I want to ask Gavin, does he think with the players got the caliber players got the Chiefs, he can win anything currently? I'm talking as a Paris supporter, but I like his way, his discipline, when he's coaching. Does he think he can do anything or win anything with the caliber of the players he's got the Chiefs?
Okay, we'll let him respond after this. Let's take the second caller. Who's there? Is it Z in PE? Hello, Z.
Tabiso?
Yes.
It's me.
Go ahead.
I'm Z Ngonde.
I know Hedgehog gets in Cape Town, talks of big match temperament. Now, Gavin, I know that he's got one. Will he inculcate or instill this big match temperament to the players? Because they seem to put their head down when they are losing. Will he instill big match temperament and a never give up attitude?
Okay,
Bye.
Thanks for that. Let's take Conrad and we'll let the coach respond. Conrad, good evening. You back?
Good evening, Chabi. So, good evening, coach.
How's the boss?
Hi, I'm okay. Thank you very much, coach, for accepting the offer from the big brand team. I just wanted to comment, coach, and say, please, don't change too much from what you used to do at Vets and also SuperSport United, because you don't have to fix if it's not broken. You played good football, coach. Thank you very much for taking our team.
Okay. Thanks for that. Do they have BMT, these players, coach? Big match temperament?
Look, I can only discover that when we're in that situation. You can talk about it all day. Those things you can talk about all day. But the crunch of the whole matter is when you're in the moment, And then you find out in times of adversity you learn more than times of when things are good. And I understand what the caller asked about big match temperament, but I can only find it out when we get to the situation. And but yes, do we demand it? And how you demand it is by your training, what your preparation, what we're trying to get through to the players on a daily basis. The intensity that we want to train at. The most important thing is the intensity. If we train with intensity, hopefully we'll play with intensity, and hopefully that'll carry on to doing the right things in the big moments.
And how are the physical levels of the group?
That's always going to be debatable because of what happened in the bubble. I think everybody struggled. I don't think it's not only Kaizer. I think everybody struggled. The fitness level was difficult to be off of football so long, and now we've only had a sort of a 3-week, 2.5-week turnaround, period. So it's very difficult. It's pretty much you're going to play yourself fit. If you look at it, which sometimes is a good or not a bad thing, but. Certainly, I don't think we're at a level where, we should be, but, let's see how we've got to play. It's in front of us.
The other caller wanted to know if you expect to win cups immediately. I think you've touched on this.
Just trying to win Sunday.
Just get past Maritzburg back on Sunday first.
Well, yeah. I always say in football, if you've got these big ideas and big dreams, let's go small, one step at a time, and then we'll just try and take it one day at a time. And we can't change everything, and I'm not in terms of, why as well. They did so well last season. We need, things need to change, on daily and a little bit here and a little bit there, and try and keep all the good things that went on last year. That's the most important thing,
And if you were able to reinforce the squad, which areas, coach, would you strengthen?
Listen, for me to get into that is a little bit. What's the word? A little bit personal, So I don't really want to get into that, on this type of platform. I'm being honest. So yeah, we do need more players in terms of going to CAF. There's no doubt about it. I think I think we need, we certainly do need in areas. That's it. Anybody can work it out. So yeah, right now it's let's believe in the ones we got. Let's give these young ones a chance. And hopefully we can add and build a bit of confidence, and they can get a little bit more experience.
Okay, let's take the last few voice notes and we'll wrap up with the coach after this break.
Good evening, member. Tawandi Naga Mazumala here. Can you please ask Gavin Hunt when you get here, how is he planning to use a Khama Billiat? Because in past 2 seasons we haven't seen the best of Khama Billiat. How is he planning to use them, and as a 10, as a wing, or as a striker? Because I think I haven't seen the best of Khama Billiat since he joined Kaizer Chiefs, So how is he planning to use the man? Good evening, member. Tawandi Naga Mazamu.
Tabzino, just a quick one for Coach Gavin Hunt. I just wanted to find out from him if he's happy with the current squad. And unfortunately, we know the situation with Chiefs not being able to sign player now. But then, if he could sign any player, would he sign any player, or he's happy with the squad?
Hello, Coach. My name is Kay from Inanda Clip. I would like to welcome you to Amakosi family, and I would like to ask you a question. How have been the preparation for the game against Maritzburg? Are there any injuries? And is there any word coming out from the appeal that we have made? Thank you.
Good evening, Tabiso, and good evening to my favorite coach of all times, Gavin Hunt. Tabiso, I don't think it's proper to be asking the coach questions. We just have to say to the coach, we are behind him, we love him. I'm not a fan of Kaizer Chiefs, I'm a fan of Gavin Hunt. Love you, Coach Edward in Polokwane.
Good evening, Coach. Welcome to Kaizer Chiefs. I'm so happy that you have finally been given a chance at a big team, and I look forward to a very, very good season. Thank you. Sibosiso from Mpumalanga.
Okay, thanks for those. We'll take a quick break. We'll let the coach respond. Some of them have been asked. This voice notes came when we started the show, and the WhatsApp crashed.
Good evening to Coach Gavin Hunt. I have one question here. Is it true that you are getting rid of Kasande, Kaizer Chiefs? Bega Dube from Shikshela Mtuba.
Okay, thanks, guys. Most of them have been asked. These were the voice notes that came before we started. Apologies for that. But the two ones, Coach, the last one is about Katsanda. Are you letting him go?
No, you mad. Right now, it's either me or Katsanda to play. I think he's better than me.
Oh, even Dylan, eh?
No,
Dylan must get on.
Yeah, no, Dylan's legs are gone. He can't run anymore.
Okay.
No. Right, obviously, in our situation, I mean, we need to keep all of our players, especially bringing the young ones in. I think Sunday can help them a lot, A good experience, and we need him around the place, yeah.
And the most common one, I think I'm saving the best for last, is about Khama Billiat, Coach. Does he need a kick up his backside to get back to his best?
Look, as I said, what's gone is gone. I don't know. On face value, I've had him now a week and a half. I've known him from a young boy when he came from Zimbabwe to Ajax before he went to Sundown and to Chiefs. We need to get the best out of him. How do we do that? We need to play him to his strengths. We need to play him in an area where, because he's sharp. He's like a razor around the box. He's really sharp, and we need him around those areas, How we do that? Well, that obviously we need to put the puzzle together. We need to put everything together, but I need to get the best out of him by playing him where he's got to be comfortable, and obviously he's got to do his part, But he seems to be, he's on the front foot a little bit, so that's good.
And finally, what will make a good first season at Kaizer Chiefs for you?
Good first season? Do you really want to know, Tabisha? I mean,
maybe winning the Champions League?
Yeah. Winning Sunday will be the best thing in the whole season. No, look, I think you can't get so far in football. I think we need to be really realistic, and we need to get going again and make the team, as I say, competitive. And as I said earlier on, as long as whenever we finish, whatever the result is, as long as people go away and say, "Gee, well, that team really tried, they worked, and they were a bit unfortunate, blah blah blah," or they were, whatever happened, that's the most important thing. And I think you want to have a team that people are proud of. You need to get that back.
Okay. Well, people are proud of you, Coach. They're so happy that you are at the Kaizer Chiefs.
We haven't played a game yet, to be so.
Well, I mean, your CV speaks for itself. I mean, people are saying they're getting goosebumps just by hearing your voice and the way you talk about Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah.
So good luck on Sunday, Coach. Thanks for taking our call. Thanks for speaking to us.
Okay, man. Thanks a lot, eh? All the best, eh?
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Coach. Keep well. Coach Gavin Hunt there, and thank you to the media team at Kaizer Chiefs for making it possible there. Jabulani Mbanjani, Vena Maposa, and the rest of the team. And I think the Kaizer Chiefs family is very happy to hear from Coach Gavin Hunt. We have